Every World Cup has one team that breaks the script. A nation that doesn't arrive with the hype, the superstars, or the expectations, but somehow finds a way to tear through the bracket and leave the giants stunned. Croatia in 2018, Morocco in 2022, Ghana in 2010, Turkey in 2002. These runs don't happen by accident. They happen when a generation peaks at the perfect moment, when a system clicks, when belief becomes a weapon. And heading into this year's World Cup, there are 6 nations who could be that team. 6 nations with the talent, the identity, and the chaos factor to shock the world. These are the dark horses.
Morocco aren't just a dark horse. They're the model for what a modern dark horse looks like. Their 2022 semifinal wasn't a miracle. It was the result of a defensive structure so disciplined, so synchronized, and so suffocating that even elite nations couldn't break them down. Hakimi and Mazraoui give them a fullback pairing most top 10 nations would envy. Amrabat, Unahi, and El Khanous form a midfield built for chaos, press-resistant, intelligent, and relentless. And the entire squad plays with unity. Not just chemistry, identity. A clear idea of who they are and how they win. This is a golden generation still in its prime. And unlike most underdogs, Morocco have already proven they can go deep. Their ceiling? Another semifinal. And if the bracket opens, maybe even a final.
Turkey are the most volatile team in world football. Their floor is a disaster. Their ceiling is a miracle run. And that's exactly why they're terrifying. Arda Güler is becoming a superstar, a player who can flip a match with one moment of brilliance. The midfield is young, technical, and fearless. And Turkey's fan base? They turn every stadium into a cauldron. Loud, emotional, unrelenting. Turkey don't just play football, they drag you into a storm. A match against Turkey becomes a test of composure, not just quality. Every World Cup has one team that rides emotion, momentum, and chaos into the knockouts. Turkey were built for that role.
Norway are a dark horse, built on something no underdog has ever had. 2 players who would start for almost any nation on Earth. Erling Haaland, the most devastating striker alive. Martin Odegaard, a midfield conductor who dictates tempo like a chess master. One superstar can carry a nation. Norway have 2. But this isn't just a 2-man team. The supporting cast is young, athletic, and improving every year. The fullbacks push high, the midfield presses aggressively, and the entire system is built around verticality and transition, the exact style that thrives in knockout football. Norway are the kind of team that can look quiet for 89 minutes, and then Haaland scores twice in the 90th. They're not a traditional powerhouse. They don't have decades of World Cup pedigree. But they have something far more dangerous. A generation that can beat anyone on the right day. And in a knockout tournament, that's all it takes.
Austria are the team the analytics community has been whispering about for years. And under Ralf Rangnick, they finally become the real thing. This is a pressing machine. High tempo, high fitness, high discipline. And almost the entire squad comes from Red Bull systems, meaning they all understand the same triggers, the same rotations, the same identity. Austria don't rely on stars. They rely on structure. And structure is exactly what wins knockout games. They're not flashy. They're not loud. But they are absolutely capable of suffocating a giant and stealing a result. If you want the smartest dark horse pick, it's Austria.
Ecuador are young, fearless, and physically overwhelming. Caicedo and Hincapie give them an elite young spine. The squad is one of the most athletic in the world, and their pressing intensity is something even top nations struggle with. This is a generation that doesn't fear anyone. They don't care about reputation. They don't care about history. They just play.
fast, aggressive, and with zero hesitation. Ecuador are the team nobody wants in their group. They're too intense, too physical, and too young to understand the concept of respect. If they get the right matchups, they can absolutely make a run. And finally, Ghana, the most unpredictable team on this list. Their ceiling is enormous. Their floor is a group stage exit. But if they catch fire, they can beat anyone. Mohamed Kudus is a genuine world-class talent, a player who can create something out of nothing. The squad is young, explosive, and built for transition football. And Ghanaian teams have a history of rising to big occasions. From 2006 to the heartbreak of 2010 to the chaos of 2014, Ghana always finds a way to make noise. If this generation clicks at the right time, Ghana could become the story of the tournament.
So those are the 6 nations who could shock the world. Not the favorites, not the giants, but the teams with the talent, the identity, and the chaos factor to make history. Morocco, Turkey, Norway, Austria, Ecuador, Ghana. One of them might be the next great World Cup story. Which one are you backing?